The Champions League is back for the final match day in 2024. And there are some big games to preview, and we are joined by a very special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, Ahmad, welcome to the channel, brother. How are you doing?
Hello, my friend. How are you? I'm good. How are you?
I am very good. All the way from Dubai to join us for the Champions League. Are you ready to rock into some predictions?
I am. Yeah, let's go. Let's go for it, man. I'm excited.
Now, our clubs aren't doing very well this year. I'm a City fan and Ahmad is a Real Madrid fan. So we're a bit sad, but we're ready to bounce. Ahmad, can we bounce back at some point this season?
I really hope so, but it's not looking good at all, honestly.
It is not. Make sure to check out Ahmad. His links are in the description. Make sure to drop him a sub and all that good stuff. And let's rock in to the Champions League Matchday 6 predictions. Girona take on Liverpool in a huge game in the Champions League. Liverpool currently sit top of the Premier League, top of the Champions League. They beat your club in the last matchday, Ahmad. What do you think of Liverpool so far this year, man?
They're looking really good, to be honest. This is like, what, they're 9 points ahead from the second place in the league?
9 points and 11 from City.
They're looking really good. They're on top in the Champions League as well. I watched the game against Madrid, obviously, and the game against City. Wow, I'm really impressed. Like, against City, the first half they were really pressing. They're really trying to get possession of the ball. Second half, they just stayed back, and both of them worked. So you can see how flexible the team is, adapting to different styles.
Absolutely. I thought they were a bit different against you guys. They were playing at you rather than sitting back, like you said in that second half. They did sit back a little bit. But that's a tale of two stories on how good Liverpool can be, both in and out of possession. And at the moment, they're 5 out of 5 in the Champions League. If Mbappe would have put that penalty away, do you think you would have got a result?
I'm going to be honest, no. I was watching the game, and I was like, we do not deserve a penalty. We got a penalty. Even if he scores, we do not deserve a goal. And when he missed it, like, I had a feeling that he will miss it. Like, if you watch my reaction on YouTube, I was like, he's going to miss this. I don't know how I know it, but I did. But yeah, I think it wouldn't matter. I don't think it would matter anyway. I think they would have won.
I agree. I thought they would have got a second goal anyway. Do you see Liverpool winning this game? I've got Liverpool to win this one by 4-0. Another convincing result. I mean, Girona obviously is a sister City club. The City Football Group own Girona, while Liverpool kind of owned us at Anfield, so I don't expect Girona to really stand in Liverpool's way at the moment. So I've got Liverpool to win this one by 4-0. How about you, Ahmad?
I can see Liverpool winning, obviously, but I want to say it's 4-0. I think Girona might be a tough game for them. I'm looking at a 2-1 for Liverpool.
Oh, a tight one.
2-1, yeah.
Zagreb take on Celtic. What an away day for the Celtic fans heading out to Croatia. Now, Celtic drew 1-1. That crazy own goal in match day 5, but they stood firm and scored a brilliant equalising goal. I thought they were going to take the win at Celtic Park, but they just came up short. Celtic have been a bit hit and miss in the Champions League when they got beat to Dortmund 7-2, and then when they beat Leipzig at home. So I don't know which Celtic's going to show up. I've got the Green Brigade winning this one, but what do you think of Celtic, Ahmad?
They are a bit inconsistent. Like, sometimes in their home stadium, you feel like they would win against any team in the world. But it's an away game against Dinamo Zagreb, and I'm not sure, to be honest. Like, they're really inconsistent.
They were good in their draw away at Atalanta, held firm, got a 0-0, but they never looked in that game. It was always, if Celtic are going to get a result, it's going to be a 0-0. And that's what they did, to be fair. So Zagreb aren't the best. They're a bit hit and miss as well. Obviously getting destroyed in matchday 1 to Bayern Munich, to now being just below them. Well, the last 3 match days, they were above them.
Just crazy. This league format is just confusing me, to be honest. Like, you get to see, like, for example, Atlanta at 5th, and then both Madrid and City, like, City 17th and Madrid is 24th. This is just blowing my mind.
I know, madness, isn't it? Imagine if we get a playoff against each other.
Oh, that's
knowing our looks,
so unfair.
It'll probably happen.
Yeah, that's so unfair if one of them got knocked out in the playoffs.
Don't think UEFA will do that. It's all a money game. They need those two deep in the competition to make some money. I've got Celtic actually winning this one. I think they're going to just grind out a result. And you know how you went for a 2-1 Liverpool win at Girona? I'm going for a 2-1 win away at Zagreb. That's my prediction. What are you thinking, Ahmad?
I'm going to give it to Zagreb. I'm going to say 1-0 for Zagreb. I don't know why, but yeah, I have this gut feeling.
Celtic are so inconsistent away, but I just think this is... Now we're getting deep in the competition. If Celtic get a couple of results together, who knows what can happen?
That's so true. I mean, they are above Madrid, so...
For now.
For now.
Aston Villa, they were robbed against Juventus. No idea how that was a foul on the goalkeeper. For me, that goal should have stood. Morgan Rogers was about to send the whole end into absolute ecstasy as they beat Bayern 1-0 and were about to beat Juve 1-0. But it wasn't to be. It was 0-0. Classic Italians. But now they go and face Leipzig, who have been very, very bad in the Champions League. Liverpool just about squeaked through. You know what? Leipzig have had some tough games. They've had to play Atleti, they've had to play Juve, they've had to play Liverpool. So I've got a feeling that Leipzig might get a result in this one. I've got a draw. What are you thinking, Ahmad? Have you been impressed with Villa?
This season, like in the Champions League, I've been impressed, but in the league, I think they're, 13th in the league?
Yeah, not doing too well in the league, are they?
Yeah, they're not. Leipzig's a tough team. They've been consistent in the Champions League. I think they've qualified to the round of 16 the last few years.
They have indeed. We knocked them out 2 years ago when we won the treble.
Yeah, and we knocked them out last season. And to be honest, they put in a really good game. Both good games. That was last season. But I see Leipzig winning this one.
What score are you going for?
What score? That's a good question. I'm going to put 2-1 Leipzig.
2-1, fair enough. I've gone for a draw. I just think both teams are going to cancel each other out.
I can see a draw, to be honest. I can see a draw, a 0-0 draw, 1-1 draw.
Stick with your gut.
No. I'm saying Leipzig's winning. I'm saying Leipzig's winning, but I can see a draw happening. But you know what? 2-1 Leipzig.
Bayer Leverkusen take on Internazionale of Milano in a mouth-watering game at the Bay Arena. My mate's actually going to go to this game. It's going to be one hell of an experience. But I don't know which way this one's going to go. Leverkusen are a bit hit and miss this season, while Inter look fantastic, but they are defensively sturdy. Another 1-0 win against RB Leipzig in the last game. I saw it pop through on my phone when I was at City, and I'm like, that's staying 1-0, because that's what Inter do.
Yeah.
And for me, I think they'll concede in this game, but I can't see them conceding more than one. Inzaghi's men are extremely well disciplined. They score goals, but they don't need to score goals when the defence is that good. It's the Inter way, it's the Italian way, and they're the kings of it. For me, I'm going 2-1 to Inter, but that might be a bit overestimating the number of goals. What do you think, Ahmad, about Inter?
I actually agree. I was going to say 2-1 Inter. I think they're really an underrated team, by the way. They've been consistent in the Champions League, also in the Serie A. And last season they got knocked out in the Champions League by penalty shootout.
Yeah, to Atletico, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think they're really good. They're really underestimated. They are second in the Champions League table, by the way. I think they won all the games except for one draw. So I see them
against City.
Yeah, so I see them winning this one. 2-1.
Yeah, there's just not enough goals like sometimes though, but they keep them out for fun. 1-0 win against Arsenal, 0-0 against City is the only drop points. Another 1-0 against Leipzig. They did beat Young Boys 2-0, 2 late goals in that one. I don't know, I think 2-1 might be a bit over-optimistic. You know what, you've gone 2-1, I'm going to change up, and I'm going to go 1-0. Classic Inter, classic Italiano.
Yeah, no, they could do that, but I see Leverkusen scoring at least one.
That's the thing, so do I, like Florian Wirtz with a banger or something, or Frank popping up on the right. No, I'm sticking with my gut. I'm going 1-0. I'll let you have the 2-1.
Fair.
Atalanta take on Real Madrid in a mouth-watering game. Now, Ahmad, I need some previews from you, but I actually might go to this game. So if this video gets 100 likes in the first 24 hours, I will try and get a ticket to go to the match because I'm in the area as City are taking on Juve. But Ahmad, you're the Madrid fan. I'll let you kick off. Obviously, 3 defeats and 2 wins in the first 5. What's going wrong?
Like, they're all trying to put it on Mbappé performance. He is not playing good, to be honest, for his potential. But our defense has been terrible. Our midfield has been terrible as well. And you can feel as the players are not motivated. I don't know why. I think there was a stat where I think Madrid is one of the lowest Champions League teams that distance covered. It's one of the lowest.
Of running yards.
Yeah. And I could feel it. I could see it.
Where's the desire gone?
I have no
We've got
idea.
to wait to the round of 16 for Madrid to wake up.
I guess so. But at this point, we're 24th. If we lose one more game, I think I think it's done, right? Maybe it's done. I don't know, man. Like, they really have to lock in. This is not acceptable, man. We've never been knocked out from the group stage, ever from the first round. So.
And at the moment, you're just in that bracket to get a playoff game.
Exactly.
So you're going to have to... I think the aim now, I think the top 8's gone. Generally, I do.
Yeah.
So I think the aim now is to get in that top 24. And the fixtures aren't easy. Atalanta away. They've been playing really, really well. They just beat Young Boys 6-1.
Yeah.
Like, a game in which Inter struggled. Atalanta are scoring for fun. They could have beat Celtic. They're near the top of the table. They're playing really, really well in Serie A as well.
Yeah, they're second in
they're
Serie A.
top of the league, actually. Or
No.
second, yeah. So, who are Madrid's last 2 games?
In the Champions League.
Yeah.
I think it's Atalanta. It's like tough games. Like, I forgot. I need to check it again. But
So your 2 games remaining are Salzburg at home. You've got to win that one. Surely you've got to win that. Let's say that's 3 points, right?
Yeah.
But Brest away. Brest, look, they've screwed off Ligue 1 to concentrate on this Champions League. That has to be a win as well. And that's a tough game. Very tough game.
That is a very tough game.
Leverkusen didn't come out there with a win. They had to drop points.
Yeah, and we did lose to Lille in France.
Yeah.
So
Lost to Lille.
yeah, we could definitely lose this one, but we can't. We couldn't. We have to win this 3 games. But I'm really worried about Atlanta. They've been really, really good, man. They're second in the league. They're, I think, 5th in Champions League. It's a tough game, and I think it's Gasperini, the coach. They play amazing football. They're very flexible, and they use a man-mark system. Like, they don't do zonal marking. So something I'm really worried about, because with the distance covered thing with Madrid, I don't know, not looking good, to be honest.
I think you're going to drop more points. I just don't honestly see where it's coming from. You don't look great in La Liga. Don't look great in the Champions League. This isn't the Real Madrid that I'm used to seeing. I'm not going to put all blame on Mbappe. I think he's a factor, because I mentioned it in the last episode. Obviously, Vinicius Jr. is injured now.
Yeah.
But when he's running down the left-hand side, he wants to cross that ball to the edge of the 6-yard box. And Mbappe's there on the edge of the 18-yard, strolling around and then walking back. So where's that desire to run into the box to get a tap in? It's gone. I know he scored in match day 4, but not... He was poor against Liverpool, obviously missed that penalty, which is going to be what he's remembered for in that game. But even the running, Conor Bradley had him on toast, and he's 19.
Yeah,
So-
like Bradley had him in his pocket, no problem. Nothing
No
from him
problem.
that game. Yeah,
Phone keys, Kylian Mbappe at the
Trust
end of
me,
the game
yeah.
when he was leaving Anfield.
yeah, he was
I
definitely
think you drop
there.
points. I'm going draw. I don't think you'll lose, because you can't lose. I think you'll come up with a late goal, like a Modric wonder goal from a long shot or something. A bit of experience. For me, it's 1-1. What do you think? Ahmad? You've got to win this game.
I really want to win this game, but I'm gonna just think with
what
my
do
brain.
you think?
I think it's
What's
a
your
draw
brain
as well.
going with?
My brain's going
think
with
it's
a
a
draw.
draw?
Yeah, I really hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I am, unfortunately. 1-1.
You're going 1-1 as well?
Yeah.
There we go. Predictions are locked in. Can Madrid turn it round? Brugge have had a decent last 2 games. They drew to Celtic at Celtic Park, a hard place to win, and beat Aston Villa at home, albeit a very, very dodgy penalty. On this occasion, they've got Sporting Club de Portugal, who battered City, but then got battered by Arsenal. Obviously, Ruben Amorim leaving is a massive, massive factor, and I can see this one being a draw. What about you, Ahmad?
I think Sporting gonna win this one.
Do you? Even at
Yeah.
Brugge?
Even at Brugge. Even with the coach leaving to United, but I'm gonna say 2-0 win for Sporting.
Gyökeres with both. For me, I just don't think that Sporting were the same. They were so bad against Arsenal. Yes, they got themselves back in it, but then only conceded more anyway. For me, it's a draw. It's another 1-1 for me. I just think that Brugge, obviously on a bit of a high, got some form behind them. Maybe there's a chance of them getting to the playoffs if they win this game.
Yeah.
Who knows? I'm going to draw. 1-1. Bayern Munich are making the short hop to Gelsenkirchen to the Arena auf Schalke to take on Shakhtar Donetsk, who have been a bit hit and miss in the Champions League this season. Bayern are starting to get their mojo back. They had a draw in Der Klassiker against Borussia Dortmund in a game that they probably could have won. It was just a brilliant goal from Gittins, and then Bayern just absolutely dominated. Kane going off, though, was a massive, massive concern. I haven't actually checked the injury update since the game, and we're also recording this before they take on Bayer Leverkusen mid-week. But they got a good win against PSG, albeit 1-0. It should have been way more. I see Bayern Munich winning this game by a couple of goals. I'm going 3-0 to Bayern Munich. How about you, Ahmad?
I'm going 1-0 Bayern.
Ooh, a scrappy game.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a tough game.
We'll have to see. Tale of two stories again. Red Bull Salzburg take on PSG. Now, here's one for you, Ahmad. PSG are lower than you. You finally found a good team.
Yes.
Well, they're not good. That are lower than you. What's going wrong with Paris? Well, Dembele is just rubbish. So, and he's the marquee player. To have him as your marquee player is a massive L as it is. Enrique just can't get the team going. There's some really good youngsters in there. Vitinha, Zaire Emery. The defence is leaking goals. What's going wrong with them?
I feel like, obviously, Mbappe's exit has affected them. But as you said, relying on players like Dembele, with all due respect to him, he has great potential, but he isn't consistent. He gets injured a lot. And I don't feel like he's reliable, to be honest. They need this star player, I believe, and they need consistency, because every season there's at least 2-3 players from the starting team. They're just not there anymore. They change goalkeepers every other season. There is no consistency with them. Like we've seen with City, with Madrid in the last few years, they've been the best teams in Europe. Like, I think City's team, there's a lot of the first team squad. They've been there for few years there, you know. They've gained that experience with this momentum. I don't feel like PSG has this. Enrique is a wonderful manager, I think, but without consistency, I don't think they will do good anytime soon.
They've had a tough schedule though, Ahmad. They've had to go away to Arsenal, play Atletico Madrid at the Parc des Princes, go away to Bayern Munich. But in all of those games, they've looked second best. I know they lost against Atletico and Bayern by only a goal, but that didn't tell the story of the game. Even against Arsenal when they got beat 2-0, it could have been way, way more, especially against Bayern. Like, Koeman had chance after chance after chance to score against his old club, and ultimately it was a goal from Kim Min-jae from a set piece. And Dembele got sent off, so he's going to be suspended. I don't think it was a red. Dembele's not my favourite player. I really don't rate him. I'm at one bit. I don't think he's even got potential to be a good player. That ship has sailed. He is a waste and a wash. But it wasn't a red card. I did feel a bit bad for him. For me, I've got PSG to get a scrapey win in this game. I've gone with 1-0. I don't think Salzburg are at it. But if they get a result, they go above them. So it's a bit of a 6-pointer, isn't it, Ahmad?
I'm going to say 1-1. Yeah.
That sets up the City game nicely, doesn't it?
Yeah, that sets me up really nicely.
Going 1-0 PSG. Brest are playing great, but they're starting to fall down the table because they had their first defeat in the Champions League. It was kind of coming. Barcelona away. Playing great, even though they got beat to Las Palmas going into this recording. Barca are a bit inconsistent, Ahmad, but we'll come on to them as they take on Borussia Dortmund in a very mouth-watering game. I see Brest bouncing back. I've got them to win this one by 2-1. They're back at home, and I think they're going to win. How about you, Ahmad?
I think I agree. Yeah, I think I agree. I think Brest could win 1-0 here.
There we go. Brest to bounce back. Atletico Madrid have been awful in the Champions League so far, but Bratislava, well, they're there for the lols, aren't they? They're there for the away days. They're there for the vibes. I think Atleti have to bounce back and have to get a couple of goals. I know Simeone's not known for that. I'm going 3-0 to Atletico Madrid. Ahmad, Atleti have got to bounce back, right? Surely in this game.
Surely, yeah.
Surely.
Yeah, I'm thinking, 3, maybe less. Yeah, 3-0. Yeah, I can see that happening.
Great minds think alike. Atleti to bounce back. Lille have a serious chance of even getting in the top 8. I'm not joking. If the results go their way and they keep winning, they've got a chance. I know they dropped points in match day 5, but I think they bounce back. They win against Sturm Graz against the Austrians by 2-0 at home. Ahmad, Lille to win? Yeah?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. But what score are we talking about? 3-1 Lille.
I've gone 2-0.
3-1.
3-1?
Yeah.
Borussia Dortmund take on FC Barcelona in surely, other than Juve City, the pick of the ties in match day 6. Wow, Barcelona beat Brest, obviously hunting the near at the top of the Champions League. They're a bit inconsistent against Monaco, but that was at the start. Inconsistent in La Liga, beaten by Las Palmas. Dortmund drew the Clásico, but probably should have got beat. I think they'd be quite happy with a draw. And at home, that's quite a disappointing result. Dortmund currently sit outside of the top 4 of the Bundesliga as well at the time of recording. Dortmund Barca, surely you're watching this one,
Oh,
Ahmad,
definitely.
or are you watching City v Juve?
Ooh.
Oh no, come on, you got to watch City, man.
Juve. Oh, yeah. But I have to disagree on this
that'd be
one.
a
I don't
snooze
think
fest if
City
it's an
were
Italian.
winning, but we'll talk about it later, I guess. But yeah, I think I'm gonna watch Barca, to be honest.
I would.
Yeah.
I would. Who have you got winning this one?
Like, I really like this high line defense where they did a lot of offside against us and against Bayern as well.
Yeah. I love Kabassi. I think he's brilliant.
Yeah,
17 as well.
and they have good players, Kubarsi, Yamal, and Lewandowski has been cooking as well. Rafinha has been cooking.
Yeah.
I see them winning this match, to be honest. Dortmund hasn't been the best as well. They're 5th in Bundesliga. And I just, we played against them. They scored 2 goals in the first half, but the second half, the decision that was...
They capitulated, didn't they?
Yeah, I think he subbed out, I forgot who it was. He subbed out a forward and put in a defender, and then they just collapsed. So I don't think they have the character to stand up for Barca. I think Barca's winning this one.
Yeah, it's difficult, obviously, with Dortmund collapsing at the Bernabeu, because we've seen many teams collapse at the Bernabeu, myself included, in front of my very own eyes, where he scored 2 goals past us in the last second, when we were literally had 1 foot in Paris for the Champions League final. But
2, yeah.
I just see a draw. I just don't see Dortmund getting beat at home, and it'll either be Barca go there and batter them, like they did with Bayern,
Yeah.
or Dortmund scrape a draw. I don't see Dortmund winning. As you're going for the Barca win, I'm going to go for the Dortmund draw. I'm going to go 2-2. I think it might be a bit of a goal fest, even though the Barca defence is outstanding.
Yeah.
They did concede silly goals against Las Palmas, though. I still think, as good as Kabassi is, he's 17.
Yeah.
There's still a bit of inexperience there, although he played so well against Madrid.
Obviously, yeah.
I just think Dortmund know what's coming with the offside trap.
Let's say... I'm going to say 3-1 Barca. Let's go for it.
Wow.
Yeah. I think Dortmund will not play good. Let's see. I hope I'm wrong, by the way. I really hope Dortmund wins.
They're not going to win. Juventus take on City. In what hope? I beg it's not a snooze fest. I know they're Italian. I know they defend. I know they part the bus, but we're pants.
Today.
We need to bounce back. Obviously, we play Nottingham Forest. This is recorded on Tuesday, the day before we play Nottingham Forest. Then we got a tough game away at Palace, even though their pants were worse, man. We've now lost 4 league games in a row. Brighton, Bournemouth, battered by the Tottenham Bottles, and then a poor defeat away at Anfield. I think 2-0 kind of flattered us. I don't know what's going wrong, but we need to get some form. We need to get some goals, and hopefully we do that against Forest and Palace, so we go into this game with a bit of confidence. For me, I think we get beat in this game if we don't win one of those 2. But for me, my gut instinct is a draw, and it's 0-0. I just think they'll cancel us out. It'll be a classic Italian game. If I go all the way to Juve and it's 0-0, heads are going to rock. I'd rather get beat 1-0 and see a goal than draw 0-0. But heads will rock. For me, I'm sticking with my gut, 0-0. Ahmad, what are you thinking?
So City hasn't been the best this season, obviously.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It's fine. It's fine, bro. You can. It's fine. You've been winning a lot, man. You've been winning a lot. And genuinely, before the season, City is the only team I was always worried about playing in the Champions League. The last 4 or 5 seasons, I was like, I don't care who we're facing. I think we're gonna win. But against City, it's always like, I don't know about that one. It was always a nice game, always a tough game. This season, I don't know what happened. Rodri's injury obviously played a big role, but I don't think it's only Rodri, to be honest. Yeah, De Bruyne hasn't been, and is he injured? Is he not fit 100%?
Bruyne, I think it's a tactical decision at this point. I think we're easing him back into it, as he did have an operation after the Champions League final, and we're still easing him back into it even a year later. So, and then he got another injury that was the same one as he had 2 years ago. So I think we're easing him back into it and not making a Vincent Kompany mistake. But even then, I thought he'd be starting by now. We've been easing it in for a month.
Yeah. And where's John Stones? Is he injured?
I think he's injured as well.
Yeah. John Stones is one of the most underrated players on that City team, in my opinion, when he was in form, obviously. And
I know, yeah, and comes into that CDM. Well, when I thought Rodri got injured, I thought Stones was the logical replacement. because he played in that position when we were off the ball in the treble year that proved so effective.
Yeah.
Only Guardiola could put a centre-back into a CDM role when we're out of possession.
Yeah.
Obviously, teams have been copying that since. But he didn't step up into that CDM. He's gone with Kovacic, and then he's gone with Rico Lewis. I don't think Rico's the man to step in that CDM. He's not physical enough. For some of the midfield, like Gravenberch just battered in that game against Anfield.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just feel like we could get beat in this game, but if we get something behind us going into the game, I think we'll get a draw. But classic Italians, it's probably going to be 0-0, isn't it?
Yeah, I see Juve winning this game. Juve hasn't been doing good, but I think they will win this game as well because, I don't know, like Thiago Motta's style of play is really nice. It's different. It's new.
Yeah.
I feel like he's winning this game. City, like, has a bit good. I don't know what's going on. Is it usually people only like look at the pitch, but sometimes outside the pitch, we don't know what's going on in that locker room. We don't know if someone is. We don't. So it's always easy to look at the pitch and say, oh, he's not playing there. Oh, he's out of form. But there's always a lot going behind the scenes. Always, always, always.
Agreed.
Yeah, I see Juve winning 3-1. Yeah.
Benfica take on Bologna. Surely Benfica have to bounce back after a couple of disappointing match days. They're back at home at the Estadio de Luz. I expect them to win this one by a couple of goals. Bologna haven't really offered much in the Champions League so far. So I'm going to go Benfica 3, Bologna 0. How about you?
Yeah, I agree. I think Benfica's going to win this. I'm going to say 2-1.
Oh, close game.
Yeah, I think Bologna are not bad.
Arsenal play Monaco at the Emirates. Arsenal had a fantastic result away at Sporting Club de Portugal in match day 5. They're back at the Emirates taking on an inconsistent Monaco team who've looked great at Stade Louis II, but look a bit vulnerable away from home. I've got Arsenal to win this one. I just think they're a bit strong, and when Arsenal start winning, they usually win about 20 games in a row. I say this always about Arsenal. They're the most emotional team in the world. When they win 20 games straight. When they lose about 4 or 5. And ultimately, with the standards that City have been setting and Liverpool previously, obviously it's Liverpool, Arsenal this year, it looks like, for the league. You can't afford to drop points, especially with the way that Liverpool are playing.
Yeah.
And Arsenal had a bad couple of weeks, and now they're getting results. Like scoring 5 away at Sporting, that's the game that you need to start getting back on track. So for me, Arsenal win this game comfortably by 4-0. I don't know about you, Ahmad. I see Arsenal cooking in this game.
I see Arsenal cooking as well. I'm thinking 4 or 5, to be honest. I'm going to say 5. 5-0.
Yeah, go with 5.
Yeah,
I go with 4. You go with 5.
Yeah.
Who do you think's going to win the league, Liverpool or Arsenal?
Oh, I think Liverpool, yeah. 9 points ahead. And Arsenal hasn't been as good as last season. If City was instead of Arsenal, I would say City. Because City, they usually start not that good, but towards that 10 matches, they just win and they destroy everyone. But this season,
I don't see us
doing this season, I don't see that going. I don't see Arsenal doing this. I think Liverpool will win.
We'll have to find out.
Yes.
Milan versus Red Star Belgrade. This might be an interesting one to call because Red Star scored 5 against Stuttgart in the last match day at the Maracana of Serbia. But now they go away to the San Siro. Milan, well, I thought they were going out when I had Faz on at one point. I genuinely thought they were going out, but they played great. I'm not going to remind you what they did at the air fryer, Ahmad, but I'm going to say that they beat Bratislava just 3-2. Good result. 2 good wins back-to-back. I think they win this one as well. I'm going the fact that Red Star have to go away. I swear they played Inter and AC as well. Red Star Belgrade. I think they've already been to the San Siro, if memory calls me right.
I think they did. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, played Inter and got beat. But I'm gonna go 2-0 Milan. Comfortable win for the Rossoneri. How about you, Ahmad?
I think 2-0 Milan. I agree.
Feyenoord take on Sparta Praha. We threw it. There's no way that they deserved a point in that game. All 3 goals were stupid defending from 3 goals up. It was an absolute disaster. I don't want to talk about it, but Feyenoord, that gives them the momentum that they've been needing. A great result against Benfica in match day 4. An unbelievable result against City in match day 5 at the Etihad, in which we generally threw it with 3 goals up, cruising, and then just stupid.
Well, with all due respect,
anyway,
I don't think Feyenoord earned that goal. I think City's defense was just terrible. I think that
we gave it him. We generally gave it him. If they somehow came back from the depths and scored 3 goals, all 3 goals were just stupid defending, Ahmad.
Yeah.
Stupid defending.
I think, City's character this season is like they concede 1 goal and then they can like It was 3-0. I wasn't watching it. They scored a goal. I opened it. I just knew Feyenoord's going to get a point at least.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no worries, bro.
So did I, though. I was sat there. I knew they were going to get a point. Anyway, I see Feyenoord winning this one comfortably. They're back at De Kuip, so 2-0.
I'm going to say 3-0 Feyenoord.
Both teams battered. Which one's going to get battered in this game, or is it? It's probably going to be a draw. Stuttgart obviously got battered at the Maracana of Serbia. I was going to say Sevilla then. Maracana of Serbia by Red Star Belgrade by 5-1, and then Young Boys were battered by Atalanta by 6-1 at home. I think surely Stuttgart are winning this one, right? I know it was a bad result. They were good at the Bernabeu. I know you won late on.
Yeah,
but
they were very good. Yeah.
Young Boys are pants, right? I know if there are any Young Boys fans watching, I'm sorry, but they are genuinely pants. So I'm going.
I mean, they are the last place on the table, so I'm seeing Stuttgart winning this one 2-1.
So there are mine and Ahmad's Champions League match day 6 predictions. Some huge games in there, including Juve City, Dortmund, Barca. Can Madrid bounce back away at Atalanta? Ahmad, thank you so much for coming on, mate. I appreciate you.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. That was really nice. I've seen the previous videos. I really like this UCL predictions, and I'm really happy to be here.
Make sure to drop him a sub, check him out, and all that good stuff. It is Champions League. We've got to win. City have got to bounce back. Madrid have got to bounce back. I'm saying that on behalf of both of us. Hopefully. Let's see what happens. Maybe it's a Real Madrid City final, and I'm calling it here.